A young nation stands in the Sahel dust, waiting for a leader bold enough to imagine something different. A leader who refuses to bow, refuses to sell out, refuses to believe his people are destined for suffering. A close up of a red beret, a raised fist, and a voice that echoed far beyond its borders. Famous line. Before he became a symbol, before murals and t shirts and chants carried his name, there was simply a captain, young, brilliant, restless, dreaming of a revolution that would lift his people to their feet. This is the story of Thomas Sankara, the upright man. He was born in 1949 in a modest family in Yako, northern Upper Volta, the son of a military father and a devoted mother. His childhood was simple: fields, dusty roads, the laughter of siblings. But inside him, something stirred early: a curiosity, a hunger to understand the world. From the church classroom where he whispered questions no teacher expected, to the moments he spent alone reading stories of African freedom fighters and global revolutionaries. Thomas Sankara grew into a boy who refused to accept limits. At the military academy, he learned discipline, yes, but more than that, he found conviction. He read philosophy between drills, played guitar to ease the tension of command, and questioned why a land so rich in spirit could be so poor in reality. Upper Volta was trapped in corruption, dependency, and endless political instability. Sankara saw it, and he quietly promised himself, "This country will rise." By his early 30s, Sankara was no ordinary officer. Soldiers loved him for his honesty. The people admired him for speaking the truth out loud, but the powerful feared him because he refused to play their game. In 1983, he was appointed prime minister, a role he used not for diplomacy but for bold truths. He criticized imperialism openly. He challenged foreign influence without hesitation. He warned that African nations would never be free as long as others dictated their destiny. Those words were too dangerous. He was arrested, silenced, locked away. But something unexpected happened, something the elites didn't plan for. The people rose. Citizens filled the streets demanding his release. Youth marched with homemade banners. His name echoed across the capital like a drumbeat. The message was clear: if Sankara falls, the nation falls with him. On a tense August night, young officers loyal to Sankara's vision launched a revolution. Not the kind driven by greed or ambition, but a revolution fueled by dignity. Gunfire cracked, radio stations were seized, and when dawn rose over Ouagadougou, the world heard a new announcement. Upper Volta was no more. A new name was chosen: Burkina Faso, the land of upright people. For Sankara, this was not symbolic, it was psychological liberation. We are no longer bending, we stand upright. Crowds flooded the streets. Some cried, some danced. For the first time in decades, hope had a heartbeat. Sankara didn't just speak about women's rights, he acted. He appointed women to high government positions. He encouraged girls to stay in school. He banned forced marriages and condemned female genital mutilation. He insisted that a nation could not be free if half its population remained in chains. Show women marching, women driving tractors, women leading. The revolution and women's liberation go together, he declared, a statement decades ahead of its time. In a lightning fast campaign, more than 2 million Burkinabe were vaccinated against deadly diseases. Schools were built, literacy programs spread across villages, doctors traveled on motorbikes to remote communities. In villages where hope once felt like a myth, children now held books, not burdens. Sankara believed that no nation was free if it could not feed itself. He pushed communities toward local production, irrigation projects, and reforestation. He planted millions of trees to combat desertification. He told his people, "Let us produce what we consume, and consume what we produce." The land began to breathe again, while leaders elsewhere lived like kings. Sankara drove a simple Renault 5. He refused luxury. He lowered the salaries of officials, including his own. He sold government limousines and banned first class travel. He led by example. He lived like his people, and that is why they loved him.